Hey y'all, welcome to Reflecting Divinity. I am excited for today's reading, which is going to be from nature and animals, animal spirits, and the guidance they have for us. And when I was checking in with the energy, I heard that they're going to help us out with problems, and something kind of funny came through that they were going to help us out. For example, when our shoes are untied, they're going to point that out to us. So I don't know if that is for anyone specific, but I thought that was funny. So to start, I have pulled 3 cards from the Way of the Horse deck. And so for reading 1, we have 37, the Messenger, creativity, divine guidance, protection. The white horse gallops toward you with a message from the spirit world, his wings flashing purple, the color of healing and intuition. In a glorious starburst of acknowledgement from a universal source, he offers insight and protection for the journey you're about to take. The gift. A higher source of wisdom taps well springs of inspiration and energy, connecting you more deeply to your soul's purpose. The challenge. To engage with this powerful archetype, you must be willing to ask for help and embody the wisdom and power of the horse. And for reading 2, we have 18, boundary dance. Negotiating personal space, holding your ground, anger, frustration, or incongruence. 2 horses approach each other, ears pinned slightly, and tails swishing in anticipation. They begin the tenuous dance of respect and connection. The gift. When anger shows up, it signals that someone has invaded your physical or psychological space, perhaps unconsciously, perhaps with the intention to control or take advantage of you. Either way, the surge of energy that accompanies this emotion helps you stand your ground when someone pushes your boundaries. The challenge. It takes courage and awareness to use anger judiciously. You must be willing to tell someone to back off when he or she steps over the line, even if this person has higher status than you, because the more quickly you face this minor discomfort, the less likely you are to take it out on someone else. For reading 3, we have 8, desert of inspiration, Wu Wei, incubation and illumination, creative limbo. Hot desert winds blow across the sand as an artist and her horse merge with this stark, expansive landscape. The gift. Sometimes doing nothing is more productive than doing something. Creative indolence leads to innovation. The challenge. That frustrating limbo between letting go of the old and giving birth to the new is an essential, though uncomfortable, law of nature. All right, so you can take your time to tap into your intuition and see which reading is calling to you. And I will have the timestamps in the description below. And I will see you at your selected reading. Hi, reading 1. If you chose the Messenger, then this is your reading. I'm just going to pull a tarot card to see what the animal spirits, what the nature spirits are letting you know. Okay, so we have Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. There's stability here. There's wealth and abundance. And it seems like the animals are coming in to support you in this very foundational time for you. I feel like you are considering where you're at right now and having gratitude. There's something here about having gratitude for everything that has unfolded for you thus far. And I do feel like there's a pondering here of where to go next. And with the messenger card, it feels like this is where you're being called to tap into your higher self. We have, I breathe calmly and easily. I am safe in this moment. And you have a lot of green energy here. We have my genuine desire to serve clears the path for me to step into my purpose. This is so beautiful. Okay, so we have the green, we have the pentacle energy. So we have the growth, we have that very physical earth energy. We have this heart chakra energy as well. And I can't help but notice like she's wearing this green kind of part of her robe, her outfit. And so you're being surrounded by this growth and development energy. There's love, and you're at this place where you've come so far, and you may be asking yourself what next. And this is where you're looking around and you're seeing that you have so much and you're grateful, but now there's even more. And Spirit's coming in and saying, hey, we have some messages for you, that you are being called and that you are seeing this path open up for you. And the animals and nature are coming in to support you and stepping into this. I do feel like for some of you, I'm getting specifically that maybe you have been stay-at-home mothers or fathers, or maybe you've been working from home, but there's been kind of a shift in the environment and in the circumstances, and that you are being called to change the situation up, or you want to, like you are feeling this desire, and there's a part of you that's like, but I'm safe here, like it's kind of status quo, it's comfortable, and there's nothing bad about it, but you are feeling this pull toward another pentacle. And that's where Spirit's saying like it's a higher calling, a higher purpose for helping others in some way. And I know that with Queen of Pentacles and the rabbit in the corner, that the rabbit can be interpreted as potential anxiety. And so I'm wondering if there's like not necessarily anxiety per se, but a kind of like a nagging, kind of like just right out of the corner of your eye, like you see something and it's like, what is that? Like I didn't get a clear picture of it. I didn't get a clear sense of it. But you are knowing that there's something more that you're trying to figure out. And so this is interesting. Yeah, we have Get Creative with Screech Owl. We have Envision the Future with Precious Opal. And with all of this green energy, I am getting that sense of manifestation in the physical, in the creative realm. Like, so maybe you are more of a creative person and are being called to take that forward in a way and make it bigger. So like, I guess the example that's coming forward is someone who likes to write creative stories on the side, but it's more for fun. And now you're feeling that pull to write a novel. So take that however it resonates. But Spirit is saying you're at this time where you can rest and you're in a safe space. You don't have to rush this or anything. But since you have this opportunity, it's time to set your sights on what it is that you're feeling called to. And so you may be feeling that call to meditation, to reconnect or connect in a deeper way to your intuition, to your guides, because you do have messenger, you have screech owl, and owls representing wisdom and seeing in the dark. So being able to see kind of beyond the norm. You have a lot of, again, this growth energy. We have plantain and rewild. So it's about moving from this kind of stable, organized, everything's orderly and it all makes sense, it's clear, it's functioning, and Spirit, the animals, and nature, they're coming in and being like, okay, it's time to get creative and make a mess and get back to your roots, get back out into the wild, come spend time with us because you will find your next step, the next part of your journey. I do feel like I keep getting this sense of you being maybe on the shyer side or just like more of a homebody, an introvert. And so there's a part of you that's like, oh man, I don't know about this. Okay, and I've just pulled a 4 agreements card. So we have be impeccable with your word, speak with integrity, say only what you mean, avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. I feel like for some of you, the purpose is specifically being called to serve others in the capacity of possibly like a therapist or some type of like helping practitioner. And I just keep feeling this very soft and gentle energy with you reading one. I feel like people are drawn to you because they are able to get to a calm, safe space within your energy. And you have realized this and have used this, in just like kind of normal life. You've recognized this. And I feel like friends come to you. I'm getting that. They seem to be able to solve their problems and issues just by being in your presence. Okay, interesting. Okay. So we have a rabbit, and I'm going to read from the book, but it is interesting that you have the little rabbit in the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so the rabbit. Afraid of everything, overwhelmed, frozen. The rabbit loves to remind his friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and eat him. He talks and talks and talks about it, so loudly, in fact, that one day the eagle hears and thanks him for the great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when we are scared, most often about the future. And we become our own worst enemy. We spin up a dust cloud of fear and then complain to others that we are lost. Notice your thoughts and words, O rabbit. They shape your destiny. When in balance, sensitive, problem solver, good listener. When out of balance, over-explains, talks fast. To bring into balance a day of silence. Okay, so this is so interesting. Reading 1. So with rabbit, I am getting distinctly for some of you, it's more so that the people that are coming to you and that you feel called to serve in some way are the rabbit. And they are coming in with problems and anxiety and insecurity, and you are realizing your capacity to listen and help them, to serve them as from a place of like your higher connection, as well as your very much like earth nurturing energy. So now for some of you, you could identify as the rabbit, and that's where Spirit's saying, you know, you have this other capacity, this other side to you that through your own thoughts, making sure that they are helpful for you and that you are working through emotions as they come up, and that you are, again, not talking bad about yourself, other people, of course, but importantly here is you're not talking bad about yourself to yourself. And when you are in a better state of calm and clarity, envisioning the future is what you have a very potent capacity for, very strong manifestation abilities, and all the elements of nature and the animals are coming in to support you in this. But if your thoughts are off and not supporting you, the envisioning of the future becomes fear-based and anxiety-based. And so the animals and nature are coming in to snap you out of any of those times where you're getting sucked into this kind of spiral and the spinning up of the dust of the rabbit energy, so that you can recognize it and snap yourself out of it. They're here to kind of come in and you know, snap you out of that state. And then you also are being called to this purpose of helping other people. I also felt like maybe a coach energy, or maybe like a leader of some group or something. Maybe some of you are part of organizations and you now are ready to step up into this new role. That's a little bit more leadership, but you will be guiding other people in this position. So I hope this reading was helpful for you. I thank you so much for being here. If you liked it, then please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, then hit that subscribe button. I wish you all the best. I give you my love. But until next time, bye, Reading One. Hi, Reading Two. If you chose the boundary dance, then this is your reading. So we're just going to start with a tarot card to see what the animal spirits and nature spirits have to say to you. Oop, okay. Ooh, we have the Six of Swords. Okay, so with the boundaries, there is definitely a sense of needing to make some moves, some strategic moves. This could be mentally with the swords. It could be just within your mind, getting an understanding or clarity of what would best serve you. And this could relate to a lot of things. It could be about relationships or the place you're at, the job you're at. There's just even a mental shift away from something in regards to an aspect of your life. And even that kind of mental shift and understanding, there is a really big impact, but there's also that potential that there is a move needed. Flip that over. There is a move needed. There's a shift needed to better waters, to calmer waters. And I'm feeling like to a place where that boundary dance can happen. So we have, I accept the gifts I've been given as a high service to the world. And I can expand time when I'm inspired. For you, Reading Two, and the expand time card, I can't help but connect it to your energetic field, to your emotional field, to your physical boundaries, and I'm trying to find this meaning here, and Spirit's making a connection between your mental health and wellness and your ability to take on like the mental load, the capacity of others. You have this ability, but it's like time for you to realize that when you take on other people's mental load, it then becomes their emotional load. Then it becomes like their like physical being encroaching and weighing you down. And that if you are taking on other people in this way, if they aren't respecting your boundaries, but if you're not placing them, then the animals are saying you're not going to have room to be inspired, to feel like you have the time to move into. It's just going to feel like you're always running out. You're running out of the storage capacity. And they're coming in and saying you have these beautiful gifts that you're meant to show the world, but how can you share those gifts when you're being like squished out of your own space? So we have grow your truth, black snake. That is so interesting. There is a shedding of the skin here. So looking at the imagery, I'm getting a reminder of the caduceus, the very healing symbol that you see in like hospitals and things like that. It's often associated with Raphael. So there's a potent healing energy here for you. And there is a movement through all of these layers and these energies to get to a new place. And so there is this moving through to overcome. So there may be some things that you're having to work through. And it's interesting because it feels like with the colors of the energy centers of the chakras here, I'm also equating it to the things you have to move through and work through. They're each going to release something that has been maybe blocking you or been just in the way of you fully aligning to your gifts, because I'm seeing these gifts coming in through your energy centers. And I do feel like some of you are being called to be healers, and actually the interesting thing is that I'm feeling is like you're meant to work with people in a hands-on way. And this is why the very clear boundaries is important for you. To have a clear understanding of boundaries for yourself, and make sure that people around you have an understanding of your boundaries as you have an understanding of theirs. It's a mutual thing. Like the card is saying, you have transmutation, black tourmaline. And yeah, I mean, with snake energy, there's a lot of transmutation and rebirth, taking old elements and creating something entirely new. So there's incredible shifting of your energy. A lot of, for some reason, I'm getting like static when I'm looking at these images. I'm getting like the staticky lines, the stems, and there's just a lot of like lines, but the static is like what is being cleared out. It's like the animals are here to help clear this out for you, reading too. And working with black tourmaline could be helpful for you. Like I'm seeing like keep it in your pocket or something so that it's on you as a reminder to hold boundaries. Okay, and we have spirit into matter, trillium. So this is, I'm relating this again to your gifts, because I was going to say that your mental state and your thoughts, and if other people are stepping over the line into your space, then your ability to create and manifest and move toward your goals is going to be more limited, or it's at least going to be harder to achieve because you're having to like deal with like moving other crap out of the way. And Spirit was saying that the spirit into matter is you actually pulling in energies in a very physical way and connecting it with the chakras and the energy centers. And I'm just getting that sense of you working in a more hands-on healing sense. I mean, it could be anything. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be hands-on, but I feel like it is a very personal thing for you reading too. It's hard for me to describe it, but I do feel like your touch itself is very soothing and very healing. Okay, so I'm going to do 4 agreements. Okay, so we have, don't take anything personally, release self-judgment. And we have, on the back, it says, even the opinions you have about yourself are not necessarily true. Therefore, you don't need to take whatever you hear in your own mind personally. Yes, okay, so that is answering that a bit too. So that is also important, is your own like boundaries for yourself. When you have had thoughts against yourself, judgment against yourself, it just completely diminish the boundaries that you have with other people. So to start building up the boundaries in yourself, the animals are coming in, nature's coming in and saying, it's time to start respecting your own boundaries. Reading 2. You will be able to fully implement your gifts when you have the space within to do so. All right, and you have unicorn. Okay. And so I'm going to read from the book. This confirms you're very gifted in regards to your intuition. Unicorn, reconnecting to higher wisdom or divinity. It's difficult to see, hear, or think of a unicorn without immediately questioning if it's real. Did they ever exist? Perhaps long, long ago. The mind answers maybe, or it could be, or no way. This very contemplation explains our relationship with divinity and encapsulates our wavering belief in the unicorn. We wonder what divinity is. We wonder where our intuition comes from, and if we can really trust it. We think about a higher power, and our mind hesitates between yes, no, and maybe. Is it male or female? Does it have a name? Is it just a feeling? The unicorn card appears and wakes us up to curiosity about the higher self and the divine. It is a card of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the inexplicable. The mind's eye knows there is something beyond our day-to-day lives, a deeper dimension to our experiences. The mind's eye reaches and reaches and reaches out to grasp something more. You are the unicorn, and you have begun your quest for the answers. Beautiful. So, yes, this definitely confirms that you are this intuitively gifted person, this very connected person, and it's just time for you to really fully step in to your power, to embrace your gifts and begin to utilize them in ways that it feels like you haven't yet done this, but it's been there. Like you've had those moments of inspiration, but now Spirit's saying it's time to make the space, make the time, set those boundaries with yourself and others, and allow it to flow in and move through you. You're going to feel it, like maybe Kundalini awakening, but there's this big energy shift, and it's going to be powerful reading too. So I hope this reading was helpful for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you liked it, then please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more readings from me, then hit that subscribe button. I wish you all the best. I give you my love. Until next time. Bye, Reading 2. Hello, Reading 3. If you chose 8, Desert of Inspiration, then this is your reading. So I'm going to start with a tarot card to begin the messages from the animal and nature spirits. Okay, so we have the 5 of Swords. So there's some sort of conflict and aftermath here, Reading 3, and with that Desert of Inspiration, there's that kind of sense of like, well, what next? Like, there's a sense of nothingness here, and the animal spirits and nature's coming in and pointing out where the kind of lack of something, the desert energy, when something's barren and open, it's not pointless. I feel like the 5 of Swords has that kind of energy of like, well, was it all worth it? But nature's pointing out that it's not so black and white. Literally, I mean, there's more going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, interesting. Okay, so we have, I can expand time when I'm inspired. And Reading 2 had this as well. And the message here is different for you, Reading 3. This kind of expansion, this time expansion, is exactly the energy of the Desert of Inspiration. Like, you are being called to embrace this seemingly nothingness, and there's like a big amount of trust here that I'm feeling coming in. And I think because of the 5 of Swords, there's like a sense from you of like, really? But you are being supported, and like with I welcome healthy, loving relationships. This is an aftermath, but it's in the past, and there's something new here, but there's a time that you need to just allow and just kind of be, to be observing something. and be present in that energy of observation, curiosity. There is a sense of like having some neutrality here, that you don't need to necessarily be caught up in the conflict or the aftermath. And I feel like it's not your burden to bear any guilt or blame or anything. And so Spirit is saying you can just observe. That's interesting. You have shapeshift with a red fox. And yeah, that's kind of the energy, is like you are in the bushes, like camouflaged, just looking and watching and waiting. Not in a creepy way, but in an open, neutral way, reading 3. And it's like I'm seeing some of the puzzle pieces coming into place in front of you, and you're just like, okay, you're just observing. You're just interested, but you're not necessarily like tied to a particular outcome. And you are, oh, that's interesting. You are the foundation, Howlite. And there's something here about in this space opening up, you are allowing for those puzzle pieces to come in. And I feel that energy of like, there's a foundation, there's a clearing out, but some of this has to settle. So with Howlite, I'm feeling like clearing your energy, focusing on bringing in divine white light from source and surrounding yourself with that will also help you maintain your ability to be in the moment, be present, be observant, be inspired when the time is right, but to kind of maintain that. I almost feel like blank slate, like there's a blank slate here, and Spirit saying it's okay. Like there's no rush to mark up this blank slate. It can be open for right now. And you also have finding grace, Starflower. So there's, oh my gosh, and there's peacock feathers here and here. So you also have some peacock energy, some which I associate with like creativity and beauty and showing off. And I feel like for some of you, you need to hear this message of like, you are able to see through some of that peacocking energy and anything that isn't necessarily truthful. That's maybe, and it's not even like really harmful, like lies or anything. It's like being a bit like boastful and exaggerating. I'm feeling like there's exaggerating energy here. And so the animals and nature are coming in and saying, find the grace. It's like having some patience, having an understanding, and being not caught up in this type of energy. If you can just sit back and watch, that's ideal for you. Okay, and we had be impeccable with your word, seek to know the truth. Okay, when you hear an opinion and believe it, you make an agreement and it becomes part of your belief system. The only thing that can break this agreement is to make a new one based on truth. Only the truth has the power to set you free. Yeah. Okay. So it's like coming from a place of you're not like blaming, you're not like accusing or anything. You are observing and you are holding that grace and openness and neutrality. And the truth is revealing itself here. And so this could be a relationship dynamic that there's some aspect of it that's unfolding. And the animals are like, join us here and in the safe space in nature, and let's let it play out. This is a cycle and the truth will come out. I feel like that is very important for you reading 3. And maybe for some of you, that shapeshift card could potentially be, someone else that you were connected with was more of a shapeshifter in a negative capacity, in hiding aspects of themselves or what they were up to. And so this is pointing out that the things are going to come to the surface. Okay. I had a card that wanted to come out. So we have your final message is starfish. And it was interesting because I was feeling something coming up to the surface, like rising out of water, and we have starfish energy coming up. So that just tickles me. So starfish, beautiful, alluring, superficial, or shallow. The starfish is a natural and exquisite beauty, mesmerizing to all. Being around someone with starfish energy is a thrill, like you've been put under a spell of divinity itself. The problem is these creatures have been reliant on how they look and what other people think of them for so long that they may have forgotten their deeper callings. When this card appears, it's important to ask, am I being swayed by outward appearances? What dreams have I put aside to please others? When in balance, uplifting, artistic, expressive. When out of balance, gossips, feels empty. To bring into balance, positive friends. Okay, so reading 3, the animals are coming in and they're saying we're going to point out to you the true aspects of I feel like it's people in your life, relationships in your life. You have this card here, and I was feeling that peacock energy, like there's something there where you're seeing the truth, the reality. And with starfish, that makes a lot of sense, that there could be this person that you see something about them and you recognize there's not an alignment with like what they're saying and doing, like there's something off. And so nature and animals are coming in and saying it's okay, like it's going to unfold in time because you are more in tune. You're kind of seeing it before others may see it. And so they're saying it's okay to just be and observe this happening, that the spell will break and it will be revealed in time, and that's not on you to force or press. And that should, hopefully that's a relief to you, that you can let go and start to work on yourself and that foundation, as you are the foundation, and that you have more available to you And it will be discovered in this time of curiosity and stillness. And so I hope this reading was helpful for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, then hit that subscribe button. I wish you all the best. I give you my love. Until next time, bye, Reading 3.